Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You'll want to find a position that is both sturdy and comfortable. You don't want to feel uncomfortable during the practice because then you'll just be distracted by the way your body feels. You also want to feel a sense of stability during the practice because it gives us a sense of, I'm here to stay. I'm not about to go up and do something else. This isn't just a part of our to-do list. We are here and only here. So a stable structure with the body really helps. Sitting in a chair can help. Sitting in a formal meditation posture, which is why those things are achieved with this formal meditation posture, works. You can even lie down, just don't fall asleep. Find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, or you feel more comfortable doing so, go ahead and do so. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, leave the screen alone and drop your gaze gently down below you, kind of looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot in the floor, but we're also not zoomed out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, however clearly, downwards. You're in a sturdy and comfortable position. And your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly and clearly downwards. Just relax. It seemed so simple of an instruction. But how often are we really relaxing? And many of us are confused about what it means to relax. In fact, some of us may even think that meditation is a way to relax. But it's not. This practice doesn't lead to relaxation. Relaxation leads to the practice. We begin with it. And it's important to understand that relaxation isn't a doing. It isn't a thing you achieve or push for or strive for. It's a ceasing to do. It's a allowing. Notice your body, how it feels right now. Maybe you have some anxious or restless emotions, butterflies in the solar plexus, or maybe just tired or whatever it is. And just allow it to be exactly as it is. The body and the mind want to relax. Simply step out of the way and let it happen by itself. Allow gravity to pull the body down. Allow the breath to settle. And allow emotions to come and go as they please. We permit everything here and now. Not an action we do, but an action we stop doing. Just feel the body sink, perfectly supported, but not anxious. Simply resting. Allowing everything to just be exactly as it is. The key word here is allow. And if you're normal, I'm possibly interrupting you in the middle of a thought. You were contemplating something about the future or the past. And the mind just naturally does this. This isn't a thing you do. Thinking isn't yours. Although most of us erroneously believe that we are the thinkers. And when you notice that you're thinking, you're lost in some fantasy, the moment as it is, the one we are allowing to happen, loses our attention, or we lose attention of it, because we're concerned with things that aren't real, which are in our head. But thoughts aren't you. They're not yours. So they're not a problem. You only have to learn to leave them alone. If you want to see what this moment really is about, what life is really as it happens. And the method, of course, we use to do this is to bring our attention away from thinking. We habitually have our attention situated in our head, where thoughts come from. And we're just going to take that away and bring it to something utterly present, something that only happens now. And that, of course, is the coming and going of breathing, the rising and falling sensations of the breath. Find wherever you feel your breath the most. Not forcefully or effortful, just effortlessly notice where the breath is. And instead of paying attention to this next thought, remain with breathing, rising and falling. And I'm probably catching you thinking again, and that's okay. That's simply a matter of attention. You're habituated to thoughts. But what's important to understand is that thoughts don't have to stop in order for us to notice the breath. We notice the breath as thinking happens. We simply leave thinking alone and return again and again to the breath, rising and falling. Come back. Come back to breathing, rising and falling. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing. Let thoughts happen. Allow this moment to be. Step back. Notice the breath. Effortlessly. This here This is it. As long as we are not distracted, what we seek is always at hand. So be here and completely rest. All right, you can look at the screen. I think you ever heard of Pavlov's dog? Where Pavlov rang a bell and made a dog salivate and then got him to stop salivating. Uh, I feel like I've done that to myself. Every time I ring this bell at the end of the practice, I burp. It just, it's just an autumn. I don't know if you can hear it, but I go, every time. It's funny. Anyway, this moment is what there is, of course. And back when meditation was becoming or was practiced a lot more widely, specifically in the East, like 2,000 years ago, there's a lot to be distracted by then because a lot of what they faced, of course, were survival things. They still had societies. But in places like China, India, and all around Asia, of course, there were things to be distracted by, like worries about life, general life. Today, most of us live in a life, or most of us live a life completely distracted from here and now. Completely distracted. Because we have these computers in our pocket that offer us the promise of constant and immediate entertainment. Now, they're very new, and we don't know so much the effects this may have on us. But if you're beginning a meditation practice and you're having trouble paying attention, coming back to the breath, paying attention, coming back to the breath, you just find it like you just start thinking about all these other things, it's probably because you might be spending a little bit too much time being entertained, finding pleasure. Because even if you're doing the dishes, what do? We always got something playing in the background. Personally, I'm always like listening to an audiobook. I always got something going on, a constant stream of information entering my consciousness. And it definitely has an effect on practice. When I would do really long retreats with no phone, nothing, uh, after the retreats, I'd come out and be just amazed how often I am distracting myself. If it's not looking at a YouTube thing, it's reading a book, it's watching a movie, it's listening to music, it's just this constant stream of something needs to happen, something needs to happen. And then I feel like, oh, why is it quiet in here? That's crazy. Human beings evolved in silence. We didn't have this constant stream of music and words and talking and conversations and ideas and problems and newsletters and news itself. We didn't know what is happening halfway around the world, but we do today, and you could find it immediately. And you could suffer from it immediately as well. This life of distraction is actively hurting us. Because if we're not paying attention to this moment, we're not paying attention to our life. Because nowhere does our life exist except here and now. Many of you may think that your life exists online, that your profile online is what matters. It doesn't. Your lungs are filling with air right now and letting it go. That's what matters. And the more we pay attention to it, the more we invite non-distraction into our lives, the more well we are, the more fulfilled we are in a sense. It's like coming back home from a long and horrible vacation. So don't be distracted. See if you can find a way today. Don't change things, just notice how often are you not just sitting with your thoughts? How often are you listening to something, watching a video, watching a clip, watching TikTok, listening to music, having a conversation, getting out of your... How often do you really spend in real silence. Just notice it. Thank you for showing up today. And as always and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.